Yeah, my name is Mare Cromwell, and I am considered a Gaia mystic and high priestess. And I am also a visionary and an award-winning author and a healer. Some might call me a medicine woman. I have been studying with Native American teachers, elders for 26 years, and some other really gifted mentors. And I have the really humbling role of being a voice for Mother Gaia. I have two books out, award-winning books of messages from her to the world. I do Gaia Teaches on YouTube, post messages from Mother on Facebook, et cetera, et cetera. And the only way I can do this work publicly is because some really gifted Native elders know of my close rapport. They can tell, they feel it. They've told me. One actually referred to me as the voice of Earth Mother, which is super, super humbling. And another Hawaiian Kahuna elder told me that my work is in the prophecies. Not that my name's in the prophecies, but that the work that I do is in the prophecies. So it's a kind of rollicking adventure because I never know every day what Mother's going to ask me to do. But this is yeah, so maybe I'll just mention briefly that Mother also asked me to do projects in addition to the books I've written with her and the messages I put out on a regular basis to the public sphere. I am the visionary and the co-web weaver is the way I term it, of the 1,000 Goddesses Gathering global grid, which is based on the Tibetan prophecy that when 1,000 goddesses or Tibetan Taras unite, this will shift the tone of our sacred earth from fear to compassion. And I've organized other events that Mother's asked me to do. I could go on and on. You can go to my website to learn more, or my YouTube channel. Yeah, life's an adventure. So describing my source of wisdom, I mean, as I was just mentioning and sharing a little bit about who I am and what my work is at this time, I am communicating all the time with Mother Gaia. She was brought into my energy body in a ceremony in June of 2012, and pretty much most of the time since 10 years later, she's yammering at me all the time. I know my spirit team is more than Mother Gaia. Like, I work with some of her councils. I work with a number of divine feminine beings. Mary Magdalene communicates with me. Virgin Mary comes in. So, some people call it spirit. Mostly it's Mother, but I know at times I can tell it's not Mother. And when I say Mother, I mean Mother Gaia. So, and then, of course, my source of wisdom is sources from all my past lives, my soul body, wisdom that I've garnered over how many lifetimes? I don't know how many long I don't know. How does one count those things? And also, I have been really blessed to study for 26 some years with some very gifted elders and then other mentors that weren't Native American or Indigenous. So I would say it's the whole shebang, but mostly Mother. I will say that, mostly Mother. Well, my vision for peace, honestly, is a vision for the whole new earth coming in. It's so much more than peace. So when I think of this question, I think of, because I was given a vision and a spiritual journey I did with Mother in 2012, where she took me into the future on a spiritual journey to visit a village that was incredibly peaceful, and technologies that were sourcing energies from the sun, and healing that was completely, very much evolved compared to what we do now in Western medicine, and just beautiful, subtle joy emanating through the village. So my vision for peace is it has to do with every single person on the planet and the capacity for each of us to experience deep peace within. And what does that really mean? I mean, again, it's a vision. This is where I truly believe we're headed, because I know I have visions of this new earth, and Mother keeps on. My work really is to help birth the new earth. I mean, that's why I'm here in this earth walk. And so this vision for peace is one that is the emanations of peace moves through our hearts, moves through our haras, our centers in our body, moves through our womb spaces, our womb hearts, which a lot of people haven't even heard of, but we all have womb hearts, even men, in their energetic body. It moves through the water. The trees are already emanating peace. The plants, the animals, they're already there. They never lost it. We humans lost our way for a variety of reasons I'm not going to go into right now from my understanding of it, because the earth has been through a lot of chaos. And we're going through it right now. This is true. Again, so, my vision for peace is that it also incorporates a very deep knowing that as soon as we wake up in the morning, we're loved, we're inherently loved, and we feel that love and are held by it in a place of deep peace. And we go through our days knowing this and walking in it. And the Native Americans, I don't know exactly which tribe, it might be the Lakota, it's translated of course in English, they say walk in beauty. And I think that's a really beautiful expression to think about, to consider when we ponder this concept of peace, a vision of peace. How can we walk in beauty with our actions, our words, our thoughts, how we live with Mother Gaia and all of the sacred seen and unseen ones here on earth? That's kind of a summation of the response. I mean, this is really my life work, although I don't refer to it just as peace, because I teach a year-long course called the Great Mother Love Way, and then there are advanced classes too, and my second book's called the Great Mother Bible. So my thoughts and ideas about how to build peace on our planet. I really consider ourselves at this time, we are living in the time of great healing. We are living the time of great changes. We are living in the time of great chaos. There are different ways you can characterize this. Some people call it the great turning. Joanna Mesa refers to it as the great turning. And so how to build peace, how to bring this forward comes down to, and some powerful people are working on it, is healing the trauma, the layers and layers of trauma that has been embedded into ourselves, even within the Western culture, within the oppressive ways of thousands of years of domination, patterns that have been incredibly destructive to the earth herself, and also destructive to humans and our human spirit. So I would love to be trained in trauma healing. I know I do it to some extent with my healing sessions, because I do like soul level healing work. But we need to really get to the core issues of the great imbalance within our society. And a lot of groups are working on this from different angles. And my work, as I've been given to it, because I've surrendered to serve Mother Gaia, it's a long story, is to help us wake up into the truth of how much we're loved. And the love that we have the capacity to tap into and to truly accept is quantum. It's of the most divine frequencies. And if every single one of us walked every day from the moment we woke up to the moment we went back to bed and woke up again, knowing how much we're loved, we would be living our lives really differently. We wouldn't be living out from such woundedness. And there still would be layers of trauma to be healed because our cultural conditioning has not been conducive to encouraging us to feel deep peace within. Most people feel really insecure. There's so much fear embedded in our society, all around us, in the systems, that peace is a foreign concept. And a lot of people think of peace as, well, warring nations need to find peace. But the real journey, and a lot of teachers say this, is peace starts within, but how do we bring it forward? And, someone like Thich Nhat Hanh, brilliant, incredibly evolved, wise teacher, the Dalai Lama, Desmond Tutu, and Nelson Mandela. I mean, I could go on and on. Are people who brought forward great compassion and still are bringing it forward, those who are still alive, and an energetic of peace that emanates from them. And we so need it right now. It's like, yes, hello. I could go on and on. Maybe I'll stop there. But again, my work within these greater realms is about helping us wake up and realize how much we're loved. And then from that place, learn to love ourselves. Because when we really do love ourselves and we heal our hearts, then we can embody a level of peace, which is just a healing node wherever we go, that all around us will be experiencing some peace from that and some healing. Well, I was just talking about the Dalai Lama and Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu and Thich Nhat Hanh. And I mean, first we have to look at the word consciousness. What is consciousness? That in itself is really hard to define in a succinct way. I don't know if I could even try to do that, but I'll say something about the word consciousness. Consciousness convokes or invokes, brings forward a concept of what is in our brain, our consciousness. And I would like to add to that we need to really bring it to heart consciousness. And I don't know what the word is for that. Heartfulness. Like, I came up with the word, and I know it was given to me by Mother the other day in my garden, because I get great spiritual messages when I'm in my garden, of wombfulness, where we're not just mindfulness, but we're living from our womb. And we are called to be in a wombfulness place. So why can't we be in a peacefulness place within our heartfulness and our wombfulness, and learn that the mind is a wonderful tool, but it needs to stop dominating our society and how we live our lives, because the mind is missing the heart unless it's really well connected. And part of the woundedness in our Western culture has been because of a great disconnect from the heart and the brain. And then I would also add, as someone very committed to the divine feminine and bringing that forward and healing, is the wombfulness, the level of wisdom and compassion and centeredness and profound creativity that's for the highest good, that sources from our womb heart, that's connected to Mother Gaia's womb heart, that's connected to the womb of creation in the universal realms. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that I do. So peace flows through all of that. But to me, I also want to say, and compassion works with peace. So I don't see peace as isolated. It can't be isolated. There's an overall composite of beautiful energies that are being called for now, that a lot of people are waking up into and healing into. So yeah. Well, first of all, if you're alive at the time of this interview, take heart. Because we're only going through a bumpy stage and we're going to make it through this. We really, really are. As hard as it is right now, and as crazy and chaotic and really intense and despairing, this is just a bump in the road. And Mother Gaia has been telling me this for years. She's been showing me visions of how beautiful the new earth is going to be, and know that it is coming in. It really, really is. And I will also share that there are the trees, and I believe in nature spirits. I believe in fairies and pixies and elves because I have friends who see them, and I can actually feel them and hear them because I'm a mystic. And they're celebrating. Those realms are celebrating because the new earth is already really coming in a big, huge way. It's just the human realms need to clear out our density that we've gotten so mired in, and we're really in the thick of it right now, and it's not very pretty. So this is a message to those who watch this relatively soon. For those who may be watching this, who are not yet born in 2022, I'm like, my message to you is thank you. Thank you for coming into Earth to really help us bring the new Earth in. I mean, thank you to the ones who are watching it, who are younger now, who are already born. Future generations. I mean, when I do ceremony, I actually call on my ancestors and the ancestors of the land, and I call on the future generations yet unborn. And I tell them in the ceremony, many of us are working really hard to ensure that you will inherit a beautiful world of great peace and compassion and balance, and more than just sustainability, thrivability, lots of joy. And so I guess my overarching message to you is I would love to be celebrating this new earth with you when it really comes in a huge way. And maybe I'll be back again in another human body. I don't know. I don't ask those questions right now. I'm just staying really busy with everything Mother's asking me to do today. I think that's a good sort of final answer.